Hey guys, welcome back. This is Jack from CruiseCasinoMafia.com with another public video. So this week we haven't done too much because we've been so busy with incredible stuff going on the private side for members. Lots of stuff, lots of interesting stuff, different type of content for a different game that we haven't been doing as much of. So really exciting stuff that we've unleashed on our membership. So if you're interested, go to CruiseCasinoMafia.com. We have two different options for you guys to join. We have the lifetime membership where you can use the promo code MAFIA50, Mafia the number 50, and you're going to get everything we've done in the casino vault over the last year. All the new videos, the private YouTube videos that we're putting out like crazy now, all the stuff, the crypto stuff, everything's included. Or if it's not in your budget at the moment, you can join with a monthly membership where you're going to get everything going forward and a sampling of the systems and stuff that we've already released. So today we're going to do a public video. And we're going to do something that I don't use too often. We're going to use a version of Fibonacci. That's right. Most of the time on this channel, you see us using some very conservative money management, right? A lot of our really interesting, 1 or 2 level progressions. We're going to do something a bit different today, and we're going to mix it up a little bit by using a different version of Fibonacci. It's a bit of a modified version. A lot of people do like Fibonacci. So I thought, why not show you guys the only way that I ever really use Fibonacci? So let's see if I can do that. And let's explain why we're doing that as well. It's not just due to the math model. And this should be a relatively quick video because I don't think I need to make giant videos for you guys to understand what the hell is going on. So you know that I like in roulette, we love playing columns and dozens. So we're going to do this, and we're going to play this, and you can play them interchangeably, either the columns or the dozens. And we're going to just pick a dozen. The other thing is, I'm not going to get carried away with the bet selection. If you have a favorite way of picking which column or which dozen you're playing, go ahead and do that. If it's the one that's come up less, if it's follow the leader, whatever you want to do, go ahead and do it. I don't care because the odds don't change. So that's up to you to do whatever you want. But for purposes of the video, so I don't screw anything up, we're going to just stick with one place. So we're going to use dollar units to make it easier. And we're going to use the third 12. Okay, I just picked it at random. And I'm going to show you what we're doing that's a little bit different than the straight Fibonacci. And some of you guys may have already seen something like this before. And I'm going to explain to you why we're doing this a little differently than the straight Fib. So let's go ahead and spin, and let's just do a quick demo. All right, we lost. So we know when we lose at the Fibonacci at the first level, we only have one bet. We don't have 2 bets to add together to get to the next one yet. So the second bet is the same thing, 1 unit. And we lost again. So now we're on our 2-unit bet. Real easy so far, right? So here we go. All right, so we're on our 2-unit bet. We lose. We go to our 3-unit bet. So let's add the unit. And there we go, we won, right? So we won $2 in that sequence. Okay, now watch what happens. That was done at, what level was that done at? Let's see. That was the $3 bet, right? Now normally in Fibonacci, what we want to do is just return back to our base unit. But what we're going to do is, we're going to go back 3 steps from where we currently are. Now that would still be the 1, but it's the second one. Does that make sense? So we're going to go 3, 2, 1. Okay? And we're going to go back to our 1-unit bet. But let me explain to you why we're doing this. So the reason we're doing this is kind of an interesting logic behind this. So over thousands of spins, the probability is that these will be relatively close in terms of how many times the first dozen, the second dozen, or third dozen show up. Same with the columns. So if we get farther on in the progression, that means that it's out of whack, right? Because it didn't hit. So it took us longer, which means that the numbers are a little bit out of whack, meaning that the other two numbers would have come up, the other two dozens would have come up more. So instead of going back to 1, we're kind of playing the odds. And we're going to try to make more money when it's in our favor that this dozen that hasn't been coming up will start to even out and we'll get hit a few more times. Does that make sense? That's all we're trying to do. So let's keep going. So now we're on this second one, right? We went back 3 to this second one. So let's go ahead and spin. We missed. So now we're on our $2 bet, right? Our 2-unit bet. We missed. We're on our 3-unit bet. So we're going up the Fibonacci road. We missed. We're going to 5 units now, right? And you guys know how that works, right? You're adding up the last 2 bets. So now we're on 5. Fibonacci is easy. You just write it down. All right, so here we go. We're on the 5th level, the 5th unit, the 5-unit bet. We miss. We're going to the 8-unit bet. So we had 3 units. And we've hit. See that? We finally hit. So we're up 7 units now. So now we're going to do our little hybrid maneuver and count back. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to go back and we're going to be on the 3-unit bet. And every time you win, you go back 3. So that's what we're doing here. So let's go ahead and do it. We lose, so we're jumping back to the next level. We're at 5. We lose, we're back up to 8. We lose, we're at 13. We lose, we're at 21, right? We're at 21. Hold on one second, guys. What did I just do? Yeah, we're at 21. I'm sorry. The chart was a little screwy. So let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to go up to 21. So this is taking quite a while to get this hit, right? And that was a 30. We won. I'm sorry, I didn't see it. All right, so we won. So now you have a decision to make. We were pretty high up the chart, right? So let's make this flexible. That's the beauty of Fibonacci, right? So look how long we had to go. I think we restarted in this area and we went all the way back up. We don't want to get too crazy. So we can be flexible. So instead of going back just 3, we can jump back farther, and that's when I want to show you the flexibility. So instead of going back to our first bet, we can go to the second bet. The number 2 unit bet. So let's go ahead and do that instead of going back to 1. Now, if you wanted to restart, you can do that, right? You can do anything you want, but because we're so high up on the units, we want to go back a little farther than just the 3. So we'll start this run at 2 units. We lost. We're going to go to the 3-unit bet. And there it is. Okay? So I hope you guys understand the flexibility of doing this modified Fibonacci as opposed to the straight Fibonacci, We're making more money by doing this, right? That's the key. So we were on the 3-level bet. So here we would go back, right? We would be on the second $1 bet, or we can restart at the $1 bet. Do you see how you can use Fibonacci in a more fluid way? And the only reason that we're using it that way here is because look how far we had to go without a third dozen hitting. So the whole concept is that maybe we're going to now have it evening out the probabilities and the potential for the third dozen hitting a few more times. So we're going to try to make a little bit more money. All right? And that's our little system for the day. Remember, we're using dollar bets here. So as long as you have enough units in your bankroll, you can start with $2 bets, $5 bets, $10 bets. We're using the dollar bets so that it was easier to do here. All right? But always remember that to go through the Fibonacci, at least up to this level, you need 21 units, right? So you're going to need a minimum of 21 units in your bankroll before you have a problem, right? So make sure you have the right amount of units in your bankroll. And what I would suggest, most casinos, for the outside bets, usually you can find a brick and mortar casino that allows you to do these at $5, the columns and the dozens. So you need to have at least one bankroll of the 21 times 5. I usually recommend, just in case you have a bust, to have 3 bankrolls, right? Have 3 bankrolls, 21 times 5, okay? And when you build up the bankroll so that you have enough money, that's when you can graduate to upping your bet from the $5 amount. So grow your bankroll, and the more you grow the bankroll, this $24 could have ended up being $75. It could have ended up being $150 in this short period of time. All right? Grow your bankroll slowly so that it's never stressful. And that's how you can use a modified Fibonacci and roll back and forth on the Fibonacci as opposed to just going back to 1. I hope you guys got something out of it. Remember, you can play the columns or the dozens. I'll give you the super trick of the day. Do this with a partner. You play the dozens, he plays the columns. But here's the secret. You need 2 bankrolls, right? It's independent. But when you look at each other, you cumulatively understand where each other is at in terms of the profit. So if you're looking for, let's say, $50 profit, just gauge where you're both at cumulatively, and you can get there even quicker. Okay? That's how you do a partnership deal using this type of method on the dozens. One guy playing dozens, one guy playing columns. That's it for today. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you on the next video.